One of the things that annoys some people about me is that I keep warning about the dangers of spirit boards over and over again for the past 3 years. The thing is, people still think it's no big deal and keep playing with them, believing it's all harmless fun.
Stop looking at me. I don't want to do it anymore.
Come on, one more question.
No.
Promise.
Just do one more question, just for the fun of it. Y'all made me stay down there when I wanted.
You're not doing it right now, Shelby. You don't feel the thing moving when you don't see it moving when you lift it up.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying.
Just one more question.
Just one more, you promise.
I promise. Come on.
Just one more. This will be it. I promise. Well, I can't say that because I'm not doing it. But
What do you want me to ask?
just ask it if it's gonna harm y'all or if it means harm or something. I don't know.
It's a freaking evil spirit, Shelby. Of course it means harm.
Well, I'm
Just
just
ask it.
saying.
It's
Just
a good
ask
question.
it.
Or there are people who think it's all fake and that nothing will happen to you, that it's all just made up.
I used a Ouija board every day for 31 days in the month of October. Spoiler alert, they didn't make me believe. Every night I used the Ouija board alone in my house and I tried to contact a spirit or an entity or even a demon. I invited them and even challenged them to make their presence known and to join me. Not once did anything weird or paranormal happen in those 31 days, which just goes to show that a Ouija board is really just a stigma. It was created by a toy company, Hasbro. Literally just a piece of cardboard. It only has whatever power you give it.
Some people just see these things as toy games because this was manufactured by a toy company, and so they treat this as as a game. But in reality, it has already been it's shown in many instances, not only by Catholics, but also by non-Catholic Christians, that the Ouija board is a board for divination, and that the spirits being called upon are real ones. And therefore, it enters into the crossing over as if, you now have a portal, as it were, of an instrument by which you call on evil spirits to enter your world. And it's no longer just simply the Ouija board, Clive. There are also other things now, games, for example, regarding instruments of divination that are already in the available for people. It's no longer just simply the Ouija board, but there are other things there, games, the apps that you have, etc. Even anime shows, even movies. How this is being used to make people interested in the occult, and in so doing, you bring in the spirits to your world. That's how it is. So, is it very dangerous? Yes, very dangerous. I mean, not only coming from me as an exorcist, Father Winston, but perhaps even Father Chad Ripperger, Father Monsignor Stephen Rossetti warn about this, that this is really very, very dangerous because it's a calling. You invoke evil spirits to come into your world, to do your bidding, thinking that they will do your bidding. I think that is what is so interesting to many people. They think that when they call on the spirits, let's say they call on the spirit of a dead ancestor, or they call on a spirit of a dead friend, or they call a spirit of a national hero. They think that these are benign spirits because they're calling on souls. But in reality, they're calling on demons. And they think that by invoking the demons, using the spirit of the glass, this Ouija board uh, uh, plane that they call, how do they send the spirit back once they convoke them? Well, they just turn the plane upside down. That's how they think it. But that's not how it is. Once you call them, they won't go back just like that. It's just like opening your third eye. You think that you can close it by getting another ritual to close it. That's not how it happens. That's not how things work in the spiritual world. In the spirit world of evil spirits, they have their own rules and they do not work according to the rules of human beings.
Anyway, just before we get to the end of this video, there's something from Father Iannuzzi I'd like to share with you. Listen to this.
It's important to have physical contact one-on-one from time to time with someone in whose counsel you confide. I always encourage people to do this because people ask me to give spiritual direction from a distance, and I told them my preference is I offer spiritual guidance, not direction. The difference is guidance is not being a spiritual director guiding your daily life. Guidance is intermittent. It's like once a month, once every 2 months, and it's principles given upon which the person makes their own decision. Direction is more hands-on and it's more personal. And that's why I think people who get spiritual direction should do it from someone who's physically there, at least from time to time, because nothing can replace the physical presence of another. And God will provide for those who sincerely ask the Lord for help. Faustina was looking for a spiritual director and she couldn't find one in her diary of divine mercy. So she was told to pray a novena to the Holy Spirit. And she did so, and in day 9, she found her spiritual director. So you might consider something like that as well. But don't skip the days when you do a novena, and do it in a way where you're sincerely asking God for a spiritual director to help lead you to the heights of holiness and to people, not just, doesn't have to be just one person, but to sources, good solid sources that lead you to the church, to Mary, to the Jesus, in obedience to the church Jesus shed his blood for. But when there's nothing else, you could always, like you're doing now, join these lessons. But a quick lesson on how to go from the passive to the active, from the active to the passive intellect when doing discursive prayer, meditative prayer, contemplative prayer. John of the Cross and Saint Hannibal de Francia talk about contemplation being not possible continuously. Okay, so always being in a contemplative state is not possible in this earthly life. Why is that? It's because of our finite and imperfect human condition. The beatific vision doesn't exclude that. Only the intuitive vision does, which we enjoy on earth. Once we get to the beatific vision, it's perpetual contemplation. Okay, so we are going in and out of discursive and contemplative prayer, the passive and the active intellect, if you will, as you refer to them. And we need both in this life in order to spiritually grow, and that's the reason why we can't stay in one or the other, or we shouldn't. Consider a muscle. The muscle will not grow unless it has both rest and resistance. This does not apply in the next life. There's no resistance. The spirit is like the muscle on earth. There must be both rest, that's the passive intellect, and resistance, that's the active intellect. Both must work, and that's how the muscle grows. That's how the soul grows, like a muscle, by this going uphill and going downhill. You're pedaling when you go up, that's resistance, and you're coasting when you're going down, that's resting. So there will be times when God will give you a cross, and a time when he will give you rest, consolation. This is supposed to happen throughout your life till the day you die. If it stops, something's wrong with your spiritual life. That means you stop growing. You cannot grow if you plateaued in the resting state or in the active state. You have to have both in this life. Look at Jesus Christ. he showed the whole gamut of human emotion, from anger in the marketplace to weeping over Lazarus and over Jerusalem, to complaining that only one of 10 lepers returned. He expressed all these expressions of joy, happiness, sorrow, anger, but always in the will of God. And these external challenges that caused him to express himself in this way were tests, just like he was tested in the desert. So when we go from the active to the passive, passive to the active intellect, this is something that will constantly happen in life. It's not like we get to one and we stop. We won't. And thank God for that, because that helps us keeps growing. Okay.
Well, that is all for the video this time. Again, thank you so much for taking a little bit of your time to be here with us. Always remember that if ever you have any feedback or suggestion, please don't ever hesitate to let us know in the comments below.